王になる男だ。
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track and we're bringing it back, and we are back with Strawhat Sitdown episode 135. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I totally did not just look at that. I know it'll top of my head. You feel me? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We are here with almost the gang as usual. You feel me? Our boy Strawhat couldn't make it today. He's got to handle some business, but he'll be back when he can. Know what I mean? But since he couldn't do that, we decided to bring an awesome guest for you guys today. I want you guys to make some virtual noise for Big Dad.
Let's go.
Thanks for having me. Excited.
Should definitely be a good time. How you feeling today, man?
I'm good. I'm peachy. It's the morning. I've had my coffee. Had a good weekend.
That's good. That's good. You need your coffee to get it going. I will say that is the first and only time you will hear me say that specific name on the stream. I'm not saying that again. Just so everybody's clear. You feel me? But a pleasure to have you, man. Should be a good episode. Should definitely be a good episode. Mr. G in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's good, y'all? Few shout outs. Brandon, aka Big Dad, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you being here, and Wise, thank you for reaching out to getting him.
Oh, no worries. That's the goal right there.
Yes, and also shout out to Strawhat and his wife on their anniversary. That's why he's not here for us today. He's in Chicago. So happy anniversary to you guys.
Congrats.
Much love. And shout out to my tattoo artist. I actually got another tattoo. My Robin piece. It's her Endless Lobby outfit with flowers.
Nice.
And yeah, I'll send you guys a picture. But Gin and Tonic. She actually came from the Philippines. And so actually, like I spoke to her a few years ago about art and stuff, and then she actually came over, and I had to get some work done. And so yeah, I'm very happy with how it came out.
When you sent me that picture, I was like, yeah, this is one of your best tattoos.
That's fire. That's definitely fire.
Yeah, I'll post it now to you guys. But yeah, shout out to you. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's been a great week. I go to Chicago for business tomorrow, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
You know, so making some moves.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to it, man. Once again, happy anniversary to Mod. I feel like a little bit of a dickhead now because Mr. just kind of threw me under the bus a little bit, but it's okay. Definitely happy anniversary to him and his wife. Hope they have a great day today together. And yeah, last but not least, that boy Wyatt's in the building. What's going on, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm super excited. First episode with Callie back, and obviously a guest is really hype. And I like Miss said, I personally went out to find someone that I really liked, and I already watched Brandon's content, so I was like, yo, this guy makes cool videos, some great stuff, and yeah, I was like, hell yeah, jump on. And obviously, we're back. The break I feel like kind of went by a little quick. Yeah. So. It's good to have a chapter to talk about with our guest Brandon. I feel like before we start, I wanted to ask Brandon what got you into One Piece a little bit, and why do you make the content the way that you do, in the sense of what makes you make what makes you want to convey the important things in your YouTube videos? If that was a roundabout way of asking.
No, that's good. I've always been into, I was first in the Dragon Ball Z as a kid, and then evolved into Naruto and various other stuff. And I was reading all of Naruto, the manga, for the first time. And once I finished, I actually think I got to in the final war, and I kind of was like, oh, needed a break. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot of Naruto lately.
I feel you. Yeah.
And the One Piece fandom was kind of just going crazy online in general about, I think it must have been around Oden's flashback and stuff. And I was like, wow, they're still saying One Piece is this good. It's been going for so long. So I just started reading it, and I just fell in love with how the story made me feel and stuff, with the messaging of seeking freedom and finding a family and seeing the world and going on all these experiences. And it's such a long story. I was like, wow, now I finished it and I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
facts. So I was like, I'm gonna start trying to make content and so that I could just talk about it with somebody. And so I made my first YouTube video. It was so terrible. So terrible. It's so unlisted. Nobody will ever see it. 12 souls saw it back in the day, and that was it. and I was like, wow, this was a lot harder than I thought. And so I just kind of set out on making more stuff and trying things. And eventually I just was like, okay, other people are really connected with how One Piece makes them feel with what I talk about that. And so I kind of just been leaning into that. And it's kind of turned into like this analytical type of videos, I would say. Sometimes reaching towards theories, but I feel like I don't normally like go all in on that type of content yet, at least.
Emoji is pretty interesting. Yeah, no, I think that's exactly like that the type of like how it makes people feel is definitely what made it hit for me. And in a way is like how this chat is happening, right? Because it resonated with me. I thought it would be great for you to be on the pod. So yeah, man, I'm glad to hear it. It's all of the stuff you do is fire. So thanks again for coming. And I guess with that, let's talk about the chapter.
Ooh, no, actually, before that, it's time for a Davy back fight.
Okay.
Yo, I was so startled. Like I thought I was about to get into it. He said, "Wait a minute." I was like, "Whoa, what I miss?"
No. So, we're actually gonna do part 2 of our blind ranking of the best One Piece laughs. So, I still have 16. I want to say 16 names in this hat right now. So, I'm gonna try my best to do them, and you guys blind rank them. All right?
So Brandon, like we randomly do some mini games from here to there, and this is one of them.
I like it.
All right. So first pick, let's get it. Ooh, Caesar Clown. Shoot.
Yo.
Okay. 1 to 5, right?
Yeah, 1 to 5. 1 to 5.
Yo, bro, your mic peaks during the funniest laughs. It's actually hilarious, dude. Holy hell. Can I hear it one more time?
I got you. I'm gonna try to do it a little.
Maybe not too high.
Yeah. Shoot
it. Instantly peaks. Yeah, I think it's shoutout or something.
it.
I actually do like Caesar's laugh, but I don't want to put it too high because I don't know what the rest of them are. I want to say 3 for Caesar.
3 sounds good to me. How does that sound, Brandon?
I think it's a 3. I think it's a 3. It's good. It's kind of funny because Discord's like, that's not a person.
We gotta censor that. Yeah.
So are we doing 1 through 5? We're doing 5? 6?
Yeah, we're doing 5.
Okay.
Doing 5. Yeah, doing 5. Well, for the last one, part 4, we'll do 6.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So we got Caesar the Clown in 3rd right now.
3rd right now. Next, we got Luffy. She.
That's my goal. I guess I smile every time I hear that laugh. I want to say 2.
Purely biased, I want to go 1 or 2. Yeah.
I'm not mad at 1. I'm not mad at 1.
I think 2 is cool. Brandon, what about you, man?
2. I think it's one of the best. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So, gotta leave room though.
Ooh, man, this is why I love these blind rankings. Let's get it. All right, next we got Big Mom. Mama.
Yo, stupid ass girl. Oh my gosh. Yo, 5.
5, damn. I'm cool 5, I guess. I was gonna go 4.
That laugh does nothing for me. She's a Pokemon. Why are you saying your name? Like,
I'm going for 4.
4?
Yeah. I like to laugh because my kids, they'll say "Mama," and I'll just like automatically repeat Big Mom's laugh.
Okay, that's awesome.
That's
awesome. I think we should go 4. That was good.
Yeah, I'll go 4 with that explanation because I like that.
Yeah, that was fire.
All right, we got 2 more picks.
So we have first place and last place, right? God damn.
Yeah.
Heaven and earth, man.
Oh, this one's a little hard. Roger.
Last place.
Yeah, last place. That does not mean nothing, bro.
Basic ass laugh.
All right, well, I hope number 1's a good one, man.
It's gonna be the ugliest laugh possible. We're gonna have to give it first place. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Blackbeard.
Perfect.
Come on,
Perfect.
bro.
This list ended up being perfect. I think the only other one, I think Brooke might have been number 1, but Blackbeard. So Blackbeard was perfect. So we got number 1, Blackbeard. Number 2, Luffy. She. Number 3, Caesar the Clown. Number 4, Big Mom, mama. And then number 5, Roger.
Yo, you get too into this shit, bro.
I was gonna say, I
respect
admire
it. Yo,
the dedication.
I respect the hell out of it, yo. Oh my god.
I've been practicing them, bro. Like, ever since the Del Flamingo one, that shit broke me, bro. I was like, nah, never again. So
I respect it.
that is part 2 of our blind ranking of best One Piece laughs. So yeah, thank you guys for entertaining me. I hope you guys
doing it, bro. It's fun.
So yeah, no, I love doing these. So
very fun,
yeah.
Very fun. There you go. That is another Davy back fight. Let us know in the comments what you guys think your ranking would be for those laughs. And yeah, with that said, let's get into the chapter.
Yes, sir.
Chapter 1131, Loki in the Underworld. Cover story back since the chapters is back. When we left off last, I think the Yamato lost the sword, if I'm not mistaken. It had just gotten stolen. So it looks like these guys are after them. Now, from the way this panel is like positioned, I feel like they're looking at the thief, like they're chasing them. It looks like they're moving with conviction. I don't know if it's just like if it's just me. I feel like that, like the thief is in view, or like they have an idea of where they're going. They're not just aimless to like, where's the sword? Where's the thief at? You know what I mean?
I agree. To me, it seems like they're either hot on the trails of the thief, or they know where the thief is, or something like that. And it's nice. I forgot. What was her name? Horselina. The horse girl. Is
I
nice.
think she might have been called Speed. I know like that. I know Tama calls her Horselina or something like that, but I think she's called Speed. I think is her actual name.
I think you're right because she was fast. Yeah. But it's nice that she's still around, because I know that
that was cute.
her and Otama got close during the war. So. But it's cool.
Not too much to talk about with this one, but it was just I'm sure within the next couple cover arts we're gonna get a reveal of the thief, because stuff looking like it's headed in that direction.
Wait, man, I need a climax for this.
Yeah, still no real hints on who the thief could possibly be, so we don't really have much in that direction, but we'll see soon. I assume we'll see within the next couple chapters for sure.
Heads up, Bandit, you can just jump in whenever any point you have something to say. Don't worry.
Sounds good.
One thing I will say about this before we move on, I know we were talking about like ideas, like did someone steal it on, like I think someone stole it on purpose. I still think that because they were sleeping, like they were knocked out, and if they're on the tail of someone, what if that person is like trying to like still be in view but like run away to like they're like being chased but they're bringing them somewhere, for a reason.
That's a good idea.
So then, like, next thing you know, we see, like, everyone from Wano's there, and they had built the boat for Yamato and Otama to go.
Oh, that's nice.
Yo, you know what? I actually like that theory. That's mad cute. Somebody's been... but, I do like the theory. I do feel like that's a really convoluted way to do something like that. Especially considering, I don't even think Yamato knew about the thief before she set off on her journey around Wano, right?
No, that's why I think Kinemon gave Yamato the sword like as a test, and then like they had this planned out the whole time, just to get Yamato quickly to get through all of Wano, to then hurry up and catch up with the crew, to because he knows that Luffy could use Yamato's strength. Right.
I like that. I would not be mad at that. That'd be real cute.
I think it ties in well with the idea from last chapter review about like that. This all could be a test from Kinemon of helping Yamato like figure out what they want to do in terms of like and just gain strength, solve problems, and kind of get that experience and be like you said, Mr. Be ready to join Luffy's armada. I like it a lot. I'm glad. I think Mr. Mod said that Tama is gonna end up kind of helping Yamato on their way to the this whole journey, and it seems like it's going that way, so that's a dub for whoever said that.
Yeah, no, I think it would be dope, because I would definitely love to see like Otama continue her training, and then she's like, you know what, let me go with Yamato too, and they both go to catch up with the rest.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yep. Definitely just gotta wait to see a little bit more, but again, I think we'll see. We'll maybe not the conclusion, but we'll reach I guess the climax. Because how many chapters has it been around now? This is volume 18.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see us hitting the climax of this within the next couple chapters for sure. And I guess we'll see more then.
I kind of didn't realize that. Like, I didn't really think about or consider that Yamato's basically never actually seen Wano.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides just living, besides just, you know, the cell that they were in for a long time.
Yeah, this is definitely a pilgrimage, and we talked about it before, but you can see the parallels between this and Odin's journey. Taking those first steps into realizing the person that she wants to become. I do like this cover story a lot. I do like it. I think it's one of the more interesting ones, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm surprised Oda like went with a slower letting one character's thing build for a while, like a side character, because like the ones we had at the beginning of the Final Saga, the Aokiji one, like the I feel like things were happening so fast, and there was a chapter when they showed that Pudding was captured where the cover story and the chapter covered the same kind of thing, where Pudding being captured. I was like, that level of like Oda using the cover story to move the story along was unprecedented. So I'm shocked he's like kind of decided to slow it down a little bit, but I'm not mad at it. Like I said, this is a fun one. This is a really cool
I think it's a slowdown, but at the same time, it's also showing us that, remember, Luffy did ask Yamato to join, right?
Yep.
And everyone could have, we all would have put money that Yamato was joining at the end of Wano. But I think because they want to follow the footsteps of Odin, because they haven't gone through Wano, that's why Kinemon was like doing this test, like just like speed run through Wano real quick, and then like get them to start going, because if we're in the final saga, I don't know if we're gonna get a time skip. To me, at one point I felt like there would have been, but I don't know if there will be. And like Yamato needs to get to that final battle, you know what I mean? Unless that's just a wasted character. And I do think that at some point the cover story, like how it converged with the Pudding, will converge with Yamato meeting up with someone important that will then eventually get to the Straw Hats.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. All right, let's get to the actual chapter.
Yeah,
we've been cover story warriors last few chapters.
Now we have. We're trying to figure out what this fucking thief is. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
All right, we start the chapter where we ended off last chapter with Luffy meeting Loki at the base of, I was gonna say Yggdrasil, but that's not even really confirmed yet. Not Yggdrasil. No, Yggdrasil is the tree, right?
Yeah, that was from the block world, the Lego world. They were calling it that.
Okay, yeah. I'm getting the actual Greek mythology mixed up with the
Norse.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Norse mythology.
Yeah, Norse mythology. Yes, I'm getting them actually mixed up.
Yeah.
Too much God of War. All right.
I love that game, man.
Luffy, with the confirmation from Loki that they are officially on Elbaf, screams in excitement. And he basically just goes on and on about how excited he is to be at Elbaf. He wonders what's going on, what the world is like, what's at the top of the tree. He comments on how Loki said this was the land of war. Just talking about how he's never seen so many giants at once. And as he's going on and on, excited about the island that he's on, Loki's like, "Hey, dude, I'm trying to talk to you. Hey, dude, I'm trying to talk to you," and just screams extremely loud, gets the attention of all the wildlife in the area. Now this is when we get the name card drop. He says he's the sun god enshrined in the legend of the land. Tells Luffy, "You will not speak without my permission, and what do you make of this situation?" We also get that Loki has a quote-unquote special government bounty of 2.6 billion. Does that mean anything to anybody?
Oh, well, we know that Dragon has a special bounty as well.
Really?
So
I did not know that.
There's certain like individuals that will have a special bounty because they're just menaces.
Really? What's Dragon? I guess you wouldn't know off the top of your head, right?
No,
I don't think Dragon technically has a bounty.
I could have sworn because I remember seeing a list of.
Because they call him, because there's the whole thing
before.
about, they say this the whole thing about like that one line that was translated weirdly about being the most wanted man in the world. And I think that is why that seems that way. But I think it's like they just call him the world's worst criminal, which is I guess special in itself. But I don't think he technically has a bounty right now. But I do know why it seems that way. But I think this special government bounty is like, I think this is the first time it's come up. because he's not a pirate, I think. So yeah, I think that's the first time we hear it. But 2.6 billion is crazy.
That would make sense though if it's for somebody that's not a pirate.
That's technically not an outlaw.
That's why I would.
Insane,
My bad.
yeah.
See, I was right. That's right. I was wrong. I said that I was so convinced, bro. I'm not
That's
gonna
how
lie.
it goes. Bro, keeping track of all this stuff is hard, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 2.6 is crazy, especially when you consider, like, they talk about it later that he's been here for 6 years.
Right.
2.6 billion
Yes.
6 years ago is insane. In terms of like the inflation of bounties.
Yeah, because we just in the last chapter we just talked about Robin just talked about inflation and why the other Giants bounty is so high now compared to what it was.
Yeah, although there's maybe the case that they upped it like to keep up with the times potentially. Maybe it wasn't 2.6 6 years ago, but I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Because of stuff later in the chapter.
Yeah, that's fair.
What I like about before even the Loki stuff is the Luffy, the first pages of the first page of chapter where he's so excited. We were talking earlier about before the pod where Ben was like, it's cool to finally be here after all those years of hyping up Elbaf.
Yes.
And I think it comes across so well with Luffy's enthusiasm. He can't even like stay on one idea. He's so hyped. He also brings up Usopp. I wonder what Usopp would think. I loved it. I really liked it. It really got it across. I feel like we feel this exact same way.
ADD is hitting right now, bro. He's just
Yeah.
going a million miles a minute right now. So I definitely love their first interaction, and yeah, this and Loki, he got a little god complex, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, let's keep going. Loki asks Luffy what he makes of the situation. Luffy says, "You're in chains, my guy. Like, hello." Loki explains that nobody chooses to be chained and that he would rather be free, but he's been locked up here for 6 years. He considers himself the strongest in all of Elbaf, but this tree is known as the Jewel Tree Atom, which forms the very land itself. The chains are Sea Prism Stone, and they take his strength to keep it in prison. And this is when Loki asks if Luffy wants to make a deal. But yeah, before that, I don't think we had confirmation that this was the Atom Tree, right? We were
guessing. We were guessing. Yeah.
But it was. What's the scientific?
All but confirmed.
No, but what's the scientific word for it? A conclusion based off of research, and even though it's not true, all right, whatever. I give up. The point
There's a theory.
something like that. The point being is that we had enough to accurately guess, and yeah, now it's confirmation that this is the tree atom.
Yeah, especially because we knew that the tree from Mary Joa is the Eve tree, right?
Right.
And so we assumed that this one would be the Atom tree, but and then also it would be like this version of yourself. So you're not completely wrong when you said that earlier. So but yeah, it's crazy, the fact that we also got confirmation that he has a devil fruit because the Seas Prism Stone is robbing him of his strength. So
that means he ate the king fruit.
Eat the devil fruit that he killed his father for. So that was interesting, and I love how he tried to call Luffy by another name. That's something that Luffy would do to like Buggy, and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So it was the reverse, and Luffy's like, it's Luffy, bro.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I wonder. So what I was thinking too about this, I wonder if we're gonna get anything from Frankie about the tree, because isn't this what Sunny is made out of? Basically?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
When he spent all that money on, I'm like, who also is taking this lumber and getting it all the way over to that is crazy, because that's on. You got to go through you have to go under the red line or over the red line, or through the calm belt and then like way around. So
you didn't think about that, but that's a good point, because Frankie got the wood delivered to Water 7 at the time. But I wouldn't underestimate the Giants Pirates' strength or their traveling capabilities, because we gotta remember we've seen Giants all the way in Little Garden was the first time we've seen them, and that's damn near the other side of the world. So like, I don't underestimate the Giants' traveling capabilities.
They're just going into the calm belt. They just grab a Neptunian, when they come up to the boat, they're like, "Hey, we got dinner."
I wouldn't even.
That makes sense. I feel like because the Giants' ships are so big, they just Like
Yeah.
the current just doesn't do anything to them. You know what I mean? Like they just get to wherever they want.
Keep going, yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
have seen them in Ohara, right? When Ohara happened,
Mhm.
like they're very well traveled.
Wow, yeah.
And one thing that I realized before earlier was when Luffy said that this is the most powerful nation. Like I thought it was pretty cool. You know that the giants really are a big powerhouse. So
Something about the what Frankie was talking about when he brought up the Atom Tree is that this tree was the central plot of a land that was ravaged by war over and over again, and it housed nations that were built and destroyed through war. And now we know that this is Elbaf. So, and they call Elbaf Warland, right? I saw a great video. Shout out to Mr. Morge. I have to shout out where I got it. That the a lot of the Void Century, because of like the rising tide through the use of the ancient weapons, Elbaf is a giant tree, and getting higher ground was going to be imperative. So a lot of the Void Century fighting might have been here at Elbaf in order to find a good place to live through the 100 years that ancient weapons were being used. So yeah, and now like the giants were the ones that lived here now, so they probably came on top in that war of nations. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Interesting. Yeah, that would make sense. I feel like that's an accurate conclusion to draw. All right. So Luffy and Loki are talking. Loki is asking if Luffy wants to make a deal. Loki says, if you undo these chains, I will completely eliminate one rival pirate crew of your choosing. And then he says the key should be somewhere in the village. He says, if you don't want to, I won't force your hand, but this is the lowest plane of Elbaf, the underworld, where those judged to be criminals are dropped into, and it is their prison and execution yard. I feel like the underworld is a place in Norse mythology as well, if I'm not mistaken, or there's a specific name for it, I believe.
Niflheim.
Niflheim. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, this is your.
Nah, this is his bag. You see, he's on point with this shit. This is his bag. I respect it.
You've been waiting for this, man.
Loki continues. If you look around underneath the snow, you'll find the bones of giants and mankind alike. As he's talking, we see a whole bunch of cryptic creatures coming from out the woodworks. Loki continues. He says these mountains have existed for tens of thousands of years. In our mythology, we call this the first world, a place where the sun is only a dead memory. I don't know what brought you to these snowy peaks, but you'd best be wary of the wild beasts. Yeah. And he goes on to say that a sentinel prowls each and every mountain, and that they've all become friends of his ever since he was a kid. Luffy just smiley, bright-eyed. Oh, this takes me back. I guess talking about the island he was training with Riley with those giant animals.
Yes.
Even before he said anything, I was like, "Yo, this means nothing to this guy, bro." Like,
yeah, I know. Like this guy's talking like mad ish right now. He's like, "Oh, yo, these beasts, man, you can't control them. Only I can." But Luffy's like, "Nah, bro. Like, this is nothing." Like, so these are like the land versions of the sea beast, in my opinion, right? Like,
yeah, it
the
seems like
sea
there's
king,
like
the sea kings, right?
some serious monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, and the first world I actually liked. I saw another translation that said like the primordial world. I kind of like that. That sounded pretty cool. But the idea that this is still like a very like prehistoric land is pretty cool too.
I'm glad to get more about Elbaf at all, like just the makeup of like their geography and stuff.
Right, because first world, because I'm tying it to the Norse again. Like there's like layers of the world in that mythology. So this being the first world, almost like the first layer. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's kind of represented by the tree having those gaps in between its brushes. I guess, yeah. I'm really interested to see the full scale of the geography of the land for sure.
I wonder if there's anything like on top of the highest leaves, like the top layer.
At the top of the top,
wow. I'm very excited.
And then like I know the beast in the middle because we see like a wolf. with Norse mythology, there's Fenrir, which is the son of Loki, which is also a wolf too, and there's also the big snake that I can't think of the name.
Jormungandr?
Jormungandr, yeah, which is another child of Loki as well. So
What's his name? Had a snake protected too.
yeah,
The fake
he
sun, not
did.
the fake sun god, the
Yeah,
navigator.
Roto,
Roto, yeah.
Roto, and I think that's where, because remember, I remember in one of the episodes we had said, why has it said that Roto's like his version is like a smaller version of what I guess what Loki was doing, right? I think that was like his example,
Yeah.
and that's why he had the snake. And I thought it was interesting because we have Loki saying that these were my friends. Like they may not be his kids, but they're his pets in this instance, right? So I thought that was very interesting.
Wow, what you just said makes me wonder if the whole sun god thing that Roto is playing on is because he's maybe either a friend of Loki or admires him in some way.
Yeah, I think he's a Loki fan.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, this Loki calls himself the sun god, and he has these pets / friends. So I'm gonna do. Yeah, well, I didn't think of that before, because before I was like, I wonder why Oda is kind of like, using it twice in a row, the I'm the sun god thing.
Yeah.
But I think that might explain it, Mister.
Well, because it seems like Loki's gonna be a big player. Like Luffy's just chilling on his leg, bro. Just like lounging, And I feel like when Luffy acts like that with someone that comfortable, just meeting them, they're going to be someone important. That's why I do think it's possible that he could become like another member for them. Who knows? And that like this is the whole misdirection, like him being
Like he's
chained
not
up.
as bad as it seems.
Yeah. So
They're
but
definitely like two birds of a feather in a way.
yeah, they really are.
Two different sides, kind of like almost like a Blackbeard Luffy type of thing too.
Exactly. Oh, go ahead.
Where I just think that Loki, something's happened to him that's made him act kind of like a what if scenario for Luffy, right?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
so I think part of it will be related to whatever devil fruit ability he actually ate, and then
Okay.
whatever happened to him when he must have freed himself before. My guess is that he ran into our boy Shanks, and
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
But
that's definitely what the story looks like. It's leaning towards based on the next couple of pages.
yeah, it's very interesting to see like how they're going to get along post this chapter, because they've kind of butted heads, but they also feel the same about a lot of things.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I will say, when you brought up Blackbeard, one thing that they also have in common with Blackbeard is that they have a fan. Blackbeard has
Yep.
Caribou, Luffy has
Bartolomeo. Yeah.
Bartolomeo, and now in a way, Loki has Rodo.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a lot of similarities there. So
Yeah. I saw someone bring up that Loki gave Luffy the same promise that Zoro gave him when he first met him tied up.
Yep.
About like, I'll go hunt some pirates for you, which I thought was interesting. And also the underworld is something that Zoro picked up in Wano as well, being the king of hell or whatever. So there's a lot of interesting parallels Loki is being tied to with a lot of people. I think very explicitly by Oda. So he's definitely gonna be fucking huge in this arc.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so right now Luffy is surrounded by these large dastardly beasts. Loki is threatening. If you don't do as I say, they may not take kindly to that. He says the other little ones are humans who choose to do battle with Elbaf. They wear stinking robes to turn away the ravenous beasts, but they only delay the inevitable. They are all corpses already. And then we see these humans that he's talking about. They're a little bit offended at Loki's words, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
They're probably like his boys too. They're like, yo, we feed you, bro. Like they're like, we're taking care of you over here, and you over here talking bad shit, bro. Like,
yeah. So they come. Yeah. So they hear their name and they come over. They said they don't want to get knocked unconscious like last time. And then they say you don't really expect to run into red hair Shanks of all people. And then Luffy said, "Did you just say Shanks?" From atop one of the beast's hands, as he's rubbing the nose of another beast, and the other ones are looking at. He's basically tamed them all in the 0.2 seconds that it took for the little ones to come run over here. They said, so he says, "Did you guys just say Shanks?" And then the little guys, they said, "We did, but this is invalidating everything we thought we knew." These guys are funny. I can't lie.
They are.
They're pretty funny. I can't lie. So they're in shock. Loki's in shock. Everybody's in shock. Luffy just came in and just started running the place. And Luffy continues. Did you say Shanks? You guys know? Did Shanks really come here? Loki says, you know, red hair, and then he says, if you mean that coward of a pirate, he certainly did. And Luffy's entire expression changes in 0.2 seconds. Immediate gear forth punch almost straight to Loki's face. Loki narrowly moves his head out the way last second. He says, take it easy, I was only joking. Luffy says, don't say that even as a joke. Just whole demeanor changes. That boy Luffy does not play about Shanks.
Nah, bro. Just like LeBron, when you call him the B word, that turns into a different man, bro. You don't do that shit. You don't do that shit, bro. You don't talk like that about certain people, bro.
The Memphis Lokis.
I ain't gonna lie, he's bouncing on it a little bit, but that's okay because that's his goal. So that's fine.
But it was crazy. I'm really curious as to why Loki would call him a coward. Like what, like we said, like what's their history, which is more questions.
Yep, that's how it goes.
What do you guys think of Luffy? What do you guys think of Luffy like flying into an attack based on like a jeer, like an insult?
He's bouncing on it.
Yeah, he's doing tricks on it for sure. He's definitely glazing a little bit, but I mean, in the sense of like considering the beginning of the story and Jaya, where he told Zoro like, don't respond to their insults because of Shanks's display in the first chapter of like, he didn't do anything to me, he just made fun of me or whatever, like that doesn't matter much.
I think that's different than, I think it's the difference is that in Jaya it was about them versus now it's about someone he cares about. I think if Loki replaced that with any of the people that Luffy truly cared about, I think he has the same reaction.
Yeah, anyone in his crew, Momo, anyone like that, he would definitely instantly be in.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that they're not there to defend themselves. Shanks is not there to defend himself, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to
I think
Jaya,
also like
there.
the insult itself, really, the coward thing, because that's what the bandit, the Higuma in chapter 1 was saying about Shanks, that he's like, that's what got Luffy mad at first. So I think like Luffy realized how much like that. No, that's the last thing you can call Shanks as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
You
I
guys-
thought it was cool.
Do you guys think that Loki's implying that I guess Loki's little crew here, do you think they're implying that Shanks visited them like right before he left Elbaf and put a whooping on a kid and stuff? Because it kind of, I mean, I'm guessing they're not referring to 6 years ago.
Yeah, definitely not.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
I
But,
assume
like, what is Shanks coming here to talk about or whatever? Is he just...
That's a good question. I wonder if this deals with the poneglyph.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if it has to do with the poneglyph. Seeing the history of all these long time other races, like fishmen, people from Wano, that all like the Zoe people had a poneglyph too. So maybe I wouldn't be surprised.
It would make sense.
These are the people that like have the sun god myth and all that stuff. So there definitely is something. Shout out to Saul. They even have the O'Hara poneglyphs too, right? According to Vegapunk.
Question: how big are the poneglyphs compared to giants? Can the giants lift them up?
I would assume
We've
so.
seen poneglyphs be
Yeah,
moved.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Because it has to be one race that could lift up these things easily and then move them around and shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they could transport them for sure on their ships and stuff, no question.
Yeah, I think the main other way that they could have been transferred originally is through like a pawpaw fruit, like at the very beginning. But besides that, you gotta have some big ass dudes.
But as for the Shanks thing, I thought that was interesting too, like in terms of like the time frame, right? I was talking to my boy yesterday, like I hate that Oda never tells us how long the travel takes between islands, because like they mean that Shanks was here like a week ago, right? Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think I'm assuming because he was telling he didn't want to be on the island for long, right? Before he fought Kid, he was telling them that like he's not gonna stay here and turn Elbaf into a battleground. And so I'm assuming that before he left, either before he fought Kid or after, he went to talk to Loki for some reason, considering they do have history together.
Yeah, I'm like, did he come here just to talk to Loki? Was that like the main thing too? Could be. Depends how important this guy ends up being, huh?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Also Loki dodges without obviously I'm sure he has fucking hockey, but I just find it like I wonder if we'll ever get an explanation on why his eyes are. I know there's the mythology part of it, but I just find it cool that he like dodged that shit without his eyes.
Definitely
I know
some
that's not a big feat,
observation
but
hockey,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Yeah, so Loki's like, I'm defenseless. I can't even do nothing here. And then in the thought bubble, he's like, as soon as I get these chains off, he's dead.
Some Calimax shit right there, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's so real. That's so real. And Luffy, gangster as he is, he's like, then you better not make me mad. Next time you say something like that, I'll embed you into that tree. Like, god
Bro,
damn.
what a line, dude. Oh my god.
Nigga, Luffy's the goat. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Luffy continues. He's like, why did Shanks come here? Did he come to see you? Is he still in Elbaf? Asking a whole bunch of questions. And Loki says, you won't be getting those answers for free. As that's happening, we go back to the bridge where the rest of the Strawhat crew is trying to cross further into Elbaf. And the bridge starts shaking violently because somebody being Rolo, what is his name again?
RODO. Yeah.
RODO, yeah.
Is coming flying down the bridge. They notice that he looks like he's charred, like he got hit by lightning, which lets them make the inference that that is the person who was under the sun god mask.
Mm-hmm.
And behind him is the two other giants from the New Giant Pirates that followed into the castle.
Yeah.
So now they're chasing him and carrying the Sunny. So now the Strawhats, confused as to what's going on, but still not 100% trusting of the giants that they've seen, decide that the best course of action is to hightail it across the bridge, get to the Elbaf village, and try and figure everything out from there. And so they hit the sprint as fast as they can, despite their size, to make it across the bridge.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Gerd and Goldberg like pulled up on RODO, like we saw them going to like his place like a chapter or two ago, and they are like, wait, the Sunny ship, did you capture the Strawhats and not tell anyone?
Yeah.
Because they are obviously part of the Grand Fleet, which RODO doesn't agree with, but I think Goldberg and Gerd are Hadrian's buddies. I don't think they have a problem with it.
Right.
So yeah, like to them, like that's probably why they're chasing him. That's probably why they have the Sunny. Like they're like, yo, you fucked up.
Yeah, because Gerd even mentioned in the previous chapter, or when we first saw them, was that she does not like this dude.
Yep.
She's like, why was he asked to be on the crew? It's because he's a talented navigator. So, but still doesn't mean that excuses him of his weird hobbies, you know, and also for kidnapping the Strawhats, which is crazy.
Yeah, so now it's gonna be real beef, and it's funny because like Gerd and Goldberg would welcome them if they saw them, but you know they don't know that, so they were just booking it away from them.
Yeah, no, that is funny. I was literally just thinking about that. How the first interaction, had they just let them see them, everything probably would have went smooth sailing.
yeah, it all would have made sense.
Yeah,
but to be fair, they're like a giant has us kidnapped. We don't know what's going on. We need to get to.
I'm not saying not to blame them, but it's just funny how things worked out like that.
Yeah, definitely.
They should have trusted Luffy's sense of judgment, man.
Yeah. Luffy.
Debatable, considering this chapter. But typically, you know.
Yeah. So we go back to the underworld, where we have Hadruden, and his shipwright Stanson. They are hunting beasts, I guess, to take for food back up to the actual land. Yeah, so they just cut down a beast. They said the meat will be exquisite. Stanson says, how will we carry the monster? He says they can't use a painter because the stun stones don't work when it's moving. I think there was in
TCB had like a
they had a little blurb explaining what a painter was.
And it's like a way to string a meter.
Yeah,
like
some type of mechanism. I think they use it to move things between the layers of the island.
Yep.
But it seems to be snowing, so
yeah,
cooked.
Yeah. So Hadruden is just like, suck it up. This is the meat for the saviors. Saviors being Luffy and them. So this is gonna be a present for the Strawhats. It's funny, they're probably they're in the same area that Luffy is in right now, but they're not even aware of it.
Yeah, facts.
We get a refresher, which we already know that Hadrudin was in Dressrosa. Luffy helped free them, and he joined the Strawhat fleet. But he is also the captain of the new giant pirates.
What I needed a refresher on was this for Stanson. This guy is the giant that Rayleigh saved in Subodhi and at the auction when he was.
No way.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
The
I
fact
didn't
that you
even know
remember
that.
this, White House.
I didn't remember that. This was not me. I know usually I have those random details, but this was not me. I read that shit somewhere. That's all I've been saying. I gotta reread this shit One Piece all at once soon, so that I can be ready for that kind of stuff. So isn't that fucking crazy, man?
No, that's so sick. I wouldn't even have known that. That's really fucking cool.
Oda is crazy, bro.
Damn. So their captain was stuck in Dressrosa, and Stanson got kidnapped. These guys was falling apart.
They've been having a rough time, bro.
Yeah, no, they were suffering. The gang's all here now. That's cool. That's definitely a cool tidbit. And so these two guys, they string up the meat on their shoulders and they hightail it up to I guess one of the other parts of Elbaf, all while singing the song of their land. Back on the ship on the sea around Elbaf, we get Brook has apparently cut Robin's hair. He said he was nervous about doing it. Makes a skull joke as per usual. Everybody compliments him. Ivan compliments her. I think Frankie says hasn't seen a look on her in ages since they were together at the time. Yeah, or not together, but that's how they both came in the crew at the same time.
Exactly.
And we see Robin with the old haircut, looking very kawaii, as the kids say. Yeah, it's a nice look. It looks cool.
I can't lie, I got used to the time skip one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like pre-time skip look, so I'm very happy with this look.
I'm not mad at this.
She looks younger here though. Like,
yeah,
that's my thing. I was talking about it before we started the podcast. Her eyes are throwing me all the way off. I don't know why they made her eyes so goddamn big. Like, it doesn't look like regular Oda art style. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it is throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he changed it just for this panel, where it's like, you know, like the whole like normal background is out, and it's almost like kind of like supposed to be this
like a wow.
It's gonna be like a jump cut. Yeah, it's gonna be like a jump cut and a wow in the anime when they do it. And like it's gonna be kind of that chibi like ultra like making it look all cute and round and perfect and stuff. But I'm curious what it's gonna look like normally. We see. Yeah, because we only get one other shot of her this chapter, and it's just from the side, and you know, not the same.
yeah. But yeah, cool look for her. Everybody's complimenting her. The Giants realize that this is the look that she had when she met Saul. So she reverted her hairstyle for the hopeful eventual reunion. I say hopeful because as they are preparing to land, we get a cut to inside of Elbaf, where one of the Giants is saying, "Big trouble! It's Dr. Saul. He's fallen and he won't get up." And that's how the chapter ends.
I'm glad there's no break.
I am going to personally fly to Japan and run the hands with Oda if he kills Saul before Robin gets her reunion.
Guys, trust me.
I am personally going to see Oda.
Nah, bro, you don't even have to worry. If there's anything I think I know about Oda, this guy is so soft. He doesn't have the heart to do that, bro. He brought Saul back. He is making this reunion happen. I promise, man. I don't know about after. Saul, might not make it afterwards. But this reunion is gonna happen. Don't worry.
It's just a stomachache, guys. It's just,
I don't know, man. He folded, bro. Like he's falling, he won't get back. Like he won't get up. Like
straight commercials,
bro.
Yeah, dude. Like he needs the help thing, the beeper thing, bro. Like damn, yo.
I don't know. I don't think Oda, because there's always like it comes up at all, right? The argument of like the whole thing of like, should he have brought him back, blah blah blah. Oda doesn't kill characters, right? It's he brings up why he literally said he didn't have the heart to kill some characters.
Yeah.
I think it was Pound. I think he might have talked about the Lola's mom or whatever, or dad or whatever. Excuse me.
Dad,
yeah. Like
he should have killed. That guy should have been
he
dead. Bro.
Right? I think he said like
he got hit like 5 times, bro.
There was a scene like, oh, it's always the end of the road for you, and then blood, but no, he didn't die. So yeah, I think he just doesn't have the heart to kill characters. I mean, there's obviously we had the discussion when Saul was revealed to be alive of like whether that was a good thing or not in terms of the story, but like I don't think in terms of what Oda wants to do. Look, he has Robin making her haircut. I know he seems way, but he's not about that life. He's not that hood. He's soft. He's not gonna do it. I'm telling you guys.
I hope you're wrong.
No,
Well, I
no,
know.
No,
Actually,
you're-
no, I'll be
you'll be
right.
right.
I'll be right.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I'll be right.
yeah.
Because if you're wrong, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm not gonna lie.
Not him, not me.
I don't know.
Unironically, I don't see Oda. If I'm being realistic, I don't see Oda actually killing Saul off here. But I don't understand the reasoning behind
Why?
this. Yeah, what is the point of putting Saul under illness or in a natural predicament like this? Like if it was something like maybe he got captured, there's another force on the island that they now have to go up against, like something like that. I don't see how him falling like this could tie into the story.
I think it's one of those things like how like earlier in arcs Luffy is indisposed because so they can't deal with the big bad. I think like this is kind of like they're not going to be able to get the
lord dump?
the voice entry lore dump earlier on in the arc, and maybe when he recovers later they might do that.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
So
how
they'll
I
probably
see it.
meet him and he'll be unconscious, and then he'll wake up at some point during the arc, maybe later in the arc, yeah, and then they'll get the whole exposition.
What if in my two-piece theory? And I'm
Okay.
just
Oh boy.
bear with me.
He said, "Oh boy."
Bear
Oh,
with
no.
me.
Oh, no.
Who visited recently and also showed that they had poison as well?
Shanks.
So
So you think
Shanks.
Shanks poisoned Saul?
Hey, you never know. We don't want him talking. Giving Luffy and them info. I'm just saying, bro. It's a little sus, bro. This guy was here and then he's gone. And they
It's
talk
all a
about
ruse,
poison.
bro.
Hey, it's definitely possible. It's happened in stories before, man. So just Mr. G's two-piece theory right there. So
I'm here
just
for
keep that in the
evil.
back of your mind.
I'm here for anything that supports evil Shanks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm here for it.
So
I think I've been mainly when I saw this, I was wondering if this could be related or tied into the character that was sat on the coastline
That's
in
true.
silhouette.
That's true.
I was, because I've still been wondering who who is
Yo,
that?
I
Where
forgot
did it come
about
back
him.
in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I know.
forgot all about him.
Yeah. So I'm like, where is he related to this at all? Whoever that is, that's the main variable that we haven't seen come up yet. That's been opened up since we got here.
Is that
In my-
Thor? Is that the real Loki? Who knows?
Mm.
Because if there's a Loki, I'm assuming there's got to be a Thor because we know that Hydrogen uses like Odin's attacks and stuff like that. So like,
Mhm.
and then I think we did have an Odin, didn't we? When is
Kazuki?
it? Sorry.
Come
Yeah,
on,
you're
man.
right. You're right.
Shut up, bro.
No, you're right.
That's the only
I-
we've had.
I could have sworn. What was one of the elder names of the elder giants that
It
that
was
Big
like
Mom?
Jaru and Joru or something like that.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
think we've seen
alright.
an explicit order yet.
Okay.
And this is Warland. Like they're not many people are making the Elbaf, so there's like I'm seeing that there's like these different factions of Elbaf that are, have disagreements of how to do things in the world. And so far we got maybe Hyrugin's faction. There
Mhm.
might be like some type of like Loki faction, and then maybe this other guy, and they're all
Yeah,
competing
there's-
for something.
There's still the like nobility, right? Like there's a kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that will definitely come into play. Of like, there's still like the people that live around here, like the people that were with Shanks, the village that Shanks was at, and Elbaf, like Strawhat Mod would say on previous episodes, Elbaf is gonna be the biggest place I've ever been to. So there's bound to be like a lot of distance and ground to be covered, and that distance will naturally lead to factions and groups, kind of developing on their own. No, I think it'll definitely come up where there's probably some sort of beef. I wonder what's gonna be like the issue when we get here.
Well,
Luffy, it might be Luffy, honestly.
Would not be surprised.
it's not just that, but we know that the issue that there's a big power vacuum at the top of Elbaf, right? Because the king was killed.
Oh yeah.
That means Loki's supposed to be the king, but all the giants were like, "Nah, fuck that. We're tying you up to the, what did Hydrogen do? Who was the older son?
Runs away.
Instead of becoming king, he ran away to
become a
get
pirate,
to become a pirate, to get the fruit, to get the mirror fruit, to become powerful enough to take down Loki himself. Because I feel like he doesn't want to be king this way. You know what I mean? Like he wants to actually defeat Loki. But that's just
Yeah, especially if there's a king that we all know your brother, if he was free,
Yeah, would be the king. Yeah, so you know he's
Mhm.
so you know
Yeah,
there's a lot of history that we still don't know yet,
Yeah.
context and stuff like.
Speaking of Loki, one thing I noticed about him in this chapter is that he is very well spoken. I feel like he talks
Yes.
very like intricately and eloquently, and it's kind of surprising for Giants. I feel like maybe that's racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, giantist.
Yeah, yeah, that was messed up. That was a bit bigoted. But I think like it kind of shocks me because Hodgin does not speak like that at all. And but yeah, and Loki is clearly really into the sun god mythology. He is talking about the underworld, the first world, or primordial might have been maybe another translation. He's clearly into the history, and he seems very smart and well read. So I'm just interested in what that means for his character.
What's he gonna do when he sees Gear 5? You know.
Yeah, and because they know because the Giants know that's what Sun God looks like.
He definitely knows.
He could draw it probably off.
His eyes will you see his eyes pop out of the bandages and he's like, oh fuck, you know, like shit, bro, like.
Absolutely. And so speaking of the Sun God stuff, so not Sun God, but more Loki, in that because so Brandon, you brought up that you think there's history between him and Shanks. What makes you think that, and what maybe you think that history is?
Oh, well, Shanks became an emperor sometime after he gave Luffy the straw hat.
Mm-hmm.
And Loki's been locked up for 6 years. So when Loki went wild or whatever, when he was doing his shit on Elbaf, to me, like the most obvious way Shanks could become an emperor is by intervening, right, in Elbaf, stopping Loki, basically being the person that makes it so that they can capture him, and then he becomes an ally with the strongest non-government military in the world, and that's what gets his. So they're like basically that's Loki's main enemy is Shanks. That's the guy
probably. And I think you're exactly right about like that's probably why Shanks is an emperor, and that's probably how he established like a sort of a base on Elbaf. And why they mess with him why they fuck with him so much as an ally. And dude, Loki was locked up 6 years ago. 6 years ago, Shanks became an emperor. Like,
is it for real?
Confirmed. Yeah, I think they told us that after Film Red.
Okay.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah,
I heard about that, and I just knew it fit like the timeline, but not specifically.
Yeah, I know, but literally 6 years. Yeah, and
yeah, because all this in One Piece is not that long of it. That was what 3 years, 4 years, right? Like from Luffy's start of the journey to now.
Yeah, it was 4 years.
Yeah.
So basically 4 years from Luffy's beginning, because it's been 2 years. Yeah, and some change. So yeah, 4 years before Luffy. Wait, 4 years before? Yeah, 4 years before Luffy started his journey, Shanks became an emperor. Defeated Loki, or probably.
Wow.
That makes sense.
It literally lines up perfectly. I just wonder like why Shanks was on Elbaf or did any of that, but I guess we'll come to know later on.
And also that bears to mention that the government knows about Loki because we know that he has a bounty, right? So
yeah, I wonder what the fuck.
What was he doing
with
that? Yeah,
it could have been the Sun God stuff.
He also was like, name a pirate crew, and like they're done. And I'm like,
yeah, that's crazy.
How you get there? How you find them? That makes no sense. But I believe you. I'm not going to doubt you. So
yeah. Also, like the devil fruit probably comes into play here. I can't wait until we get a reveal of what the hell the King's devil fruit is.
Yes.
Imagine it's actually the gum fruit. like legit just the rubber fruit, you know.
Some shit you don't do.
Stay woke. That would be some shit. I can't lie. That'd be funny as hell.
I can't wait to see Luffy fight like a giant. I mean, I see Luffy just standing on his kneecap, and he's like as big as this dude's kneecap or smaller, and I'm like, what is their fight gonna look like, man?
That's true.
I'm excited, man. And yeah, and I think in this chapter we get a clear view of him, and he does have like a hammer on his back. I think.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, right. I mentioned that one of the chapters ago. It was last chapter, I think.
We get the more clear view.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a shot to Mjolnir.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely be interesting.
There's not really too much else.
I don't think there's not much else to talk about. Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
No break next week, thank goodness. So
yeah,
we definitely excited.
Brandon, any big stuff you're looking for in Elbaf? Any predictions? What are you looking out for?
I mean, the big thing that I've always thought about with Elbaf is if they're going to do some type of like Ragnarok type thing down the line. We kind of like feel like we know that Luffy's time where he's about to find the One Piece, it seems like that Rayleigh and Shanks, they know that this is like the specific time that this stuff is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And, something like Ragnarok is tied up in Norse mythology and all these other inspirations. I don't know if he's going to call it that. I would assume not, but it could be like the big basis for the inspiration. And then I've always wondered how, because Shanks is connected to Elbaf so tightly, there's this kind of like character, I guess, in mythology, in Norse mythology, called Tyr.
Yep.
Comes from like the Seer tribe, but he's also like one-armed, and he's like this. He's basically like the god of justice, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's kind of like this keeping the balance type of character. And I'm also just like, so if they're gonna have something like that in Elbaf, it's gonna be a major conflict that I feel like maybe Blackbeard might finally want to get his hands into, and it could finally be the time that Blackbeard and Shanks have a confrontation.
Ooh.
Luffy's tied in there as well. It's the possibilities are so insanely endless with this. I'm like, how's he gonna end it? What am I gonna be like, 40 years old by the time
Probably.
I know,
I will be.
3 more years, and we're gonna find the One Piece. Sure. I believe you, Oda. I'll keep believing you.
Yeah, not a chance. I think that's the big thing about Elbaf, right? I mean, we talked about how it's called Warland. The Atom Tree was built, with the war going on year after year after year. Right. And I think it would be poetic, right, for that to be the starting place of this final war. I know this is supposed to be like once One Piece is found, but I think this like. What I assume that the final poneglyph will be awarded here, because I think Elbaf is going to be the last big arc before Laugh Tale into end of the story.
Which means Burn Scar is going to come in.
Some way, man, marked by flames, and obviously like there's all the Yonko are looking for the One Piece. There's the end of Vegapunk speech. They had those 12 players, Sabo, Aokiji in them. Like I think it's gonna heat up here. I'm sure like not everyone is gonna be directly go for the One Piece or whatever, but either way, it's all gonna heat up here. So I wonder, like, how in the world is it gonna fit in the rest of the Yonko? How are the lines gonna get crossed? It's gonna be fucking crazy, bro. And I think Elbaf will be harder to predict even than Egghead, because Egghead, you could never tell me halfway through Egghead that we were gonna be where we were at the end.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I did see a theory somewhere based off of the last arc, Egghead being an inversion of Sabati.
Mm-hmm.
I read somewhere that the next island, this island will be an inversion of Amazon Lily. I don't know how much basis is in that, but based off of that, then you could infer that the island after this would be Impel Down inversion, and then the next arc would be inversion of Marineford, which we know that Oda said he's already planning to do a war bigger than Marineford, or something that will blow Marineford out the water. His words.
Wasn't that about Wano, or was that about?
No, it was if Luffy makes it out of Wano.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually really interesting what you said about Amazon Lily and Impel Down, because I mean, maybe we'll just go straight to Impel Down too, because right now Luffy and them are at the bottom, right? And the inversion would be that they instead of working down towards the bottom,
down.
you're working towards the top.
The top, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
That'd be that. So maybe we'll just maybe we're calling this the beginning of Amazon. I mean, Amazon Lily's so short too.
Yeah.
So
it goes straight like I don't really like those, like Amazon Lily, Impel Down, and they're all like together. Like they're just just like how Water 7 into Ennis Lobby. To me, it was like very similar to that. Like it was. So I could definitely see that being the case. Like Amazon Lily, Impel Down, and Marineford all into one in Elbaf. Like that's how like the flow will be.
Do you guys think?
I'm a big fan of the inversion idea, though.
Yeah.
It would still be an inversion of that, but like they're all together. Yeah.
Do you guys think Luffy will free Loki to hear more about Shanks?
No.
Probably.
Probably. We can't just have. I mean, somebody's got to free him, right? Might as
Yeah.
well be Luffy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Luffy. Yeah, no, it probably is gonna be Luffy.
He's not gonna go get. He's definitely not gonna go get a key. That's not happening.
Yeah, well, he can't touch the Sea Prism Stone.
Unless he does some Rio thing, he'd be trying it. You know, you never know.
But with
bro.
the Rio, that wasn't Sea Prism, right? When he was doing the cups in.
It was. It just was. It was very lightly. Like it was like a little bit of Sea Prism when he was learning how to use that.
Okay.
Because they needed the people to still be able to work. That was the whole thing.
Got it.
Maybe he'll have to go Gear 5 to do something to the chains.
Yeah.
So then it kind of breaks that, like, breaks the reality that we're kind of stuck on.
I feel like if he's touched the Sea Prism Stone, even in Gear 5, he just loses his powers, though. No. I guess he could find. I guess because Gear 5 is so convoluted, he could find an out of the box way to destroy the chains without necessarily touching them.
Yeah, it turned into like jump ropes.
Some hockey chain cutters or something.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. Not gonna lie.
It would be cool if Loki is free from the start of the arc. Because I think Elbaf. Like, I feel like one of the emperors is going to be the final fight for Luffy.
Yeah.
So I think Loki might be more of a preliminary issue, which sounds crazy to say. But yeah, I'd like it if Loki was freed quickly. So I hope Luffy just does that. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would definitely be dope.
And I will say, this is the first time that we finally, Luffy finally realizes how close he was to getting up to Shanks.
Yeah, he was literally, we just missed him.
You know, he just missed him. Like, we know Shanks was at Wano, but we knew as the readers, and obviously Shanks knew because he was there on purpose.
Yeah, and Luffy kind of pump faked that he knew.
He felt it, right?
Similar. Yeah.
But this was like, this dude was just here, bro. He just walked out the door, bro. You gotta go catch him, bro.
I wonder if he still cares about that. What he said to Law about how he said that I'm gonna fight all the emperors as long as Shanks last, which means he still has to fight Blackbeard, assuming it's still the original and not also Buggy.
Right, because the emperors have also changed since he made that declaration.
The proclamation. Yeah.
So it would be, but assuming he's not counting Buggy, then it would be Blackbeard and then Shanks. So even if he ran into Shanks, I don't know if he necessarily want to have that altercation.
That's what I'm wondering. But I think they might not have a choice, right? Because of the Bartolomeo thing. From earlier this arc where Bartolomeo burnt the Shanks flag. I think that's probably the reason for that happening in the beginning of this arc, is to give Shanks and Luffy like a little bit of a spark. A little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Not much.
That's definitely fair.
We'll see.
Anything else?
No, sir.
I think that's it from me.
Alrighty, guys. Definitely a fun episode today. Want to give another big shout out to Big Dad. Oh my god, I said it again. Oh my god.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yo, big shout out to our guest, man. It was a pleasure having you. Hope you enjoyed. We're gonna make sure that we link all of their content in the description below in the YouTube video. So any of you guys want to check out his channel, please be sure to do so, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Thanks for having me. It's fun.
Yeah, it was 100% a great time. Definitely looking forward. Always invited again if you ever want to come back and talk. Big shout outs to everybody that watched us live in the chat. We appreciate you guys. If you're not watching live, what are you doing? You're slacking. Get over here every Sunday, 12 p.m. Twitch.tv/Cali_Mac or YouTube/Strawhat Sitdown. Be there.
Or be square.
There you go. Big shout outs to everybody watching after the fact on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, etc. Appreciate you guys as well. Make sure you guys follow Strawhat Sitdown on all socials at Strawhat Sitdown on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. You look for us, you will find us. Like Mr. said, we are not on break next week, so we'll be back next Sunday with another chapter review.
Yes, sir.
And that's about it, right? Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Until next time, you guys, take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin'. Every time an episode is dropping, we see D3 in the corner. Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's why us, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one?